Hello, I'm Jim from Come Play With Us, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the new standalone expansion for Cthulhu Death May Die, Fear of the Unknown. Now, I'm a huge fan of Cthulhu Death May Die, and so I was really excited to get my hands on this new expansion. I'll start by talking about what I usually talk about, the components. So component quality here is basically just matches the original game. So there's nothing different in the components. So you're getting the same kind of player dashboards here. They're kind of like they're not cardboard. They're kind of like a flimsy, heavy paper, glossy look. But they match the original player board. So there's nothing new there. I got a couple of the old ones here. So these are the new old ones. Really nice figures here. So this is, I don't remember their names. So this is a frog guy. That's what I call them. Yeah, it's really cool looking miniature. And then we got, I think this one's Azathoth. Another really nice miniature. Like these kind of miniatures, it makes me wish I was a painter because, yeah, they are a lot of nice detail in here and everything. And these really pop on the board when you put them down. But yeah, so that that's fairly typical for CMON and Cthulhu Death May Die. These not a large departure there. The new Mythos cards, I've played with these shuffled in with the old seasons and everything. The backs match fine. I didn't notice any differences, so you couldn't tell which were the new cards mixed in with the old ones. So that's good. Yeah, and the card quality is the same as the others. With this one, I only really sleeved the Insanities and I've sleeved the new artifacts that you get. But otherwise, I don't sleeve the Mythos cards, mostly because you're doing different scenarios with different old ones, and so you're shuffling them a bit, but you're always using a different set. And it just seemed kind of problematic to have to open up all the sets and sleeve them, and so I just never have. Yeah, it just kind of comes down to how the game works is why I haven't sleeved them. Otherwise, I probably would have. Yeah, and then everything else is the same. You get the same. I don't have it here on the table, but you get the same kind of old ones mat that shows the progress and the where you put the monster identity things. So all that's the same. Nothing a big departure. So the components are really good for this. Rulebook is laid out the same as the original rulebook. Reads, the rules are pretty simple. Easy to find in here. So that the rulebook's laid out really nicely, and they've got the basic game in there, followed by the option of the new expansion rules, which are modular, and you can add them however you want. And then there's new rules to scale difficulty and such. And then there's a nice summary on the back, which I like and there is an index in the back page. So yeah, I like the rulebook. Same as the old rulebook. Really, they're not a big departure, but yeah. Otherwise, yeah, really well done for the components, which you expect from CMON. I mean, if you're getting a CMON game, you know what to expect. They're fairly consistent with their component quality. Okay. So now let's talk about the new mechanics in the game. So the game basically is not much different. You can play, this is a standalone expansion, so you can just play it like vanilla Death May Die. You don't even have to use the new expansion or the new mechanics. You could just play it regular and just have the new old ones to play with, the new player characters, and of course the new episodes. So all that stuff is the same. So if you've played the original Cthulhu Death May Die, you can play it all the same. The two new things that they're adding here are these unknown monsters. So you're going to get this deck of unknown monster cards that has basically this will include all the new monsters from the new standalone expansion. I've got ones in here from the, they've put some extra ones in the stretch goals, so I've got those in here. But they also include all the monsters from seasons 1 and 2. And presumably when you get I don't have season 4, but presumably when you get season 4, you'll get the monsters from season 4 in here too. So they're all included in here. So this allows you to play with two monsters. In every game you can add 2 different new monsters randomly to your game, just to kind of up the monster variety that's going to be on the board. Of course, there'll be more monsters on the board to deal with, and it does make it more complicated because they got these unknown monsters trigger on when the elder one advances. So when the elder one advances, you got 2 more things to look at, and then they also move around. They come with this some 4 mythos cards here, and the way these works, you just shuffle these in with the other mythos cards, and when you draw them, it just moves the monsters. They have a symbol on them for which one, that tells you which one's moving, and then also the symbol means that you're just going to draw the next mythos card. So this doesn't this doesn't exempt you from getting a mythos card. It's an addition to the regular mythos card when they come up. So that's basically how the unknown monsters work. They will make the game more complicated, a little harder. Got more monsters to deal with, but they do allow you to mix, get a bit more variety in every scenario. You can add this to any scenario, any episode, seasons 1, 2, the new 3, 4. So that's cool. So that if you want some more monster variety and want to up the difficulty, you can add these. That's pretty awesome. The second new mechanic they're adding to the game are these artifact cards. So this is the counterbalance to the unknown monsters. So these make the game a bit easier. So these make the game harder, and these make the game easier. And the way these work is everybody gets to pick one of these to start, and they give them a powerful ability, basically. So for example, this is an expansion one I played in my playthrough. This is a pumpkin. So this one lets you any wounds you take may instead be applied to the pumpkin as wound tokens. And then this still counts as wounds, and the pumpkin cannot be healed. And then when the card is transformed, they fail. So these artifacts come in on their kind of like weak side, and then there's a reminder here. But once you get to like the 3rd level of the Insanity track, they flip over and they get a more powerful ability. So this one, when it flips over, once per attack before rolling die, you can remove a wound token from the card to get an extra green die in your attack. So which is way better than, so the first side just lets you soak damage, and the second side lets you soak damage and use that damage to put extra dice in your attack pool. So that's kind of how those work. They're really cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can add them if you just want to make the game easier. You can also add them, but I don't recall that that's a mode in the game, an official mode in the game. But anyway, do what you want. It's your game. But I know you can just play with this. Is a suggestion if you want to up the difficulty. So those are kind of the 2 new things that you put into the game. Besides the new old ones, of course. The new old ones here. So this frog guy. He basically, his main thing is he's putting fatigue on the characters. So he'll add fatigue tokens to your stress track and your health track, and those keep you from healing up all the way. And then to get rid of them, you can get rid of one every time you rest. So that's kind of what he's doing. He's making it kind of weaker, tireder throughout the scenario. And then this guy, he adds a token to monsters that gives them extra health and damage. 1 extra health and 1 extra damage. And then he does, he plays around. They both kind of play around with those things, So he'll do extra stuff to people that are fatigued. And this one will, allow the, I can't remember what the mechanic is called when the token's on them, but he'll allow you to, those specific monsters to do extra things and stuff like that. So that's kind of how those are working and what they do. Okay. Yeah, so that's all for the new mechanics. And of course, all that, there's 10 new characters in the box. So quite a variety of characters. And they do different things. They have some interesting new abilities. So let's look at here. Julian. So when making any roll except against yourself, after all rerolls, you may heal 1 stress or wound for each insanity symbol you roll. Leon here. If there's another investigator in your space, you get an extra green die. I mean, there's some. They're fairly typical characters. These ones, nothing really too out there. But they're a good mix of characters. And of course, you get 10, so that's quite a few for the base box. I can't remember how many you got in the original game. Maybe it was similar, but yeah, that's quite a few. Okay, so let's start by talking about what I don't like with this expansion. So I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. This doesn't even just apply to this game, but I really don't like standalone expansions. I hate that word. Um, too many games, especially in kind of this type of game, are doing this standalone expansion stuff. And I can't stand it. Nemesis from Awakening Realms did that too. I'm a big fan of Nemesis. The both expansions that they came out with, Nemesis, Lockdown, and I think the new one's called Retaliation. They're both standalone expansions, and they're basically making you rebuy the whole game again to get some new mechanics. Now, the one that hasn't released yet for Awakened Realms, I mean, that's seems like a fairly different game because it has the map isn't revealed at the beginning, and so that one's quite different. So I can kind of understand for that one, but the lockdown. I mean, did it need to be standalone? I don't think so. Could have just been a new board. Didn't need the new aliens. You could make the new aliens, different, like a modular expansion if you want new aliens and make them work with both. So yeah, really hated it for that. Simon does it all the time. They did it with the original Zombicide, the first 3 seasons. Each season was a standalone expansion. Basically, you make you rebuy the whole game again to get the expansion. I can forgive Simon on the later Zombicides because Zombicide has kind of evolved into a game system from what it originally came out as, and so like the Western zombies is quite a different game from like the Marvel zombies and stuff. So there I'm not minding it so much as with the originals, but Marvel United is another example. Like how many? I think I've got like 3 or 4 standalone expansions of that. So I've got like 3 or 4 copies of the main dashboard for that and the base components. I mean, what am I going to do with all that stuff, right? And same thing here. Now it's not egregious with this one, but I mean the game is the same. It's exactly the same. I mean the only new thing is this deck of cards here for the artifacts, and then you've got this deck of cards and this little sideboard with 4 mythos cards. This is the expansion. This little thing here. Why do I need a whole standalone box here with some duplicated components, right? Like I got a whole new set of the cultists, but I can't even use them. You can't mix all the cultists into a single game. I guess you could if you want to do that, but the official way to play this is there's a pool of 10, so you can only use 10 of them. Now they did give 3 different poses for the cultists in this box. The original box just had 1 pose, so I guess you've got 4 poses you can use, so you can mix and match that if you care about that. But really, you just got an extra set of 10 cultists that you don't need. You got an extra set of dice. I like the extra set of dice but mostly because Simon doesn't give you enough dice. So yeah, I don't mind the extra dice. But then I've got an extra Cthulhu dashboard. Well, why do I need that? I don't. It's just throwaway. I've got a whole other rule book. I mean, I guess I'll just use this rule book because it's the same rules as the base rule book, and it has the new rules in it. So I guess I can just throw out the original rule book. But yep, I just don't get this business model as a consumer. I really dislike standalone expansion. Just give me the expansion. Just give me more characters. Just give me this part here, or sell these I mean, they've already done that before. Sell the old ones separately. I mean, and it's fine if you want to give me a big box, but don't sell me double stuff. I don't need it. The people, I mean, are you expecting people who've never played Cthulhu Death May Die to start here and not go back and get the original one? Like, it's just dumb. I hate it. Stop doing it. Just give me an expansion. Okay, rant done with that. But okay, so that's kind of the main thing I don't like about this. Everything else. I mean, it's a standard Cthulhu Death May Die. If you love Cthulhu Death May Die, you're gonna love this. So, okay, so now on to the things I like. So let's just talk about mostly the new stuff. I mean, I love expansions that just give, if it's a great game like Cthulhu Death May Die is one of my favorite games. You're just, I love the expansions. Just give me more of that, right? Well, I didn't really need more character variety. Now I did get the Kickstarter in the first one, so I had like 50 characters already. So, or 30 or 40, whatever came with that one. I got this one with the, the stretch goals. I'm getting probably another 40. Did I need another 40? Probably not. But I did want more episodes. It's always great to have the more old ones because I think I I didn't get the Black Go to the Woods, but I got all the other ones. I think there was 4 or something like that. So you don't have as many of these, and these kind of change up the game quite a bit. So I really like getting some new old ones. I mean, these 2 I have here are from this box. There's another one in the stretch goals that I played in my playthrough. That I'll link down to the playthrough below if you want to check that out, and how that the stretch goal old one works. Yeah, so I like getting the, more is always better. And the other thing, okay, and so what's the new thing here? Let's talk about that. I love both these editions. So I love the fact that this gives me the ability to use more monsters in the game, and to use the ones from the original set. And in fact, this is the only. I mean, I guess I can mix the characters in from the original set. Again, because they went with standalone expansion instead of just an expansion. The episodes in this one and presumably season 4 do not use the map tiles from the original 2 seasons. So that's, see, again, because of the standalone expansion, that's another missed opportunity, right? I could have had way better map variety by the time I get to season 3, but because we did standalone and we can't, we're expecting people to buy this by themselves, I guess, and not have season 1 and 2. So guess what? You don't get to reuse those. You don't get better maps. I mean, you could have way more map variety, but instead you're just stuck. The 6 episodes in here only use the map tiles that come in this set, right? Presumably 4 will let you. We'll have some extra ones, and you can mix it in. But again, a lost opportunity because of the standalone BS. But anyways, this does let you mix in stuff from seasons 1 and 2, so that's cool. I get to make use of all my monsters. I like having extra monsters on the board. I didn't find that it made it too hard. I'm playing with this the artifacts, and they're quite powerful. So they do counterbalance the difficulty of this quite well with this. I mean, if you just had this, these are way overpowered. So that's cool. I like how they included this in the game. I like that they trigger off when the old one advances. Then you got, I mean, it's more things to check, of course, but it is cool. I like how it works. I really like this system. It fits in so nice. It's not a lot of extra rules to know. I can just throw this into any game. I don't know if I'll ever play just vanilla again, because I mean, it doesn't make it harder for new players because it's co-op. I mean, I'm as the owner, I generally run it anyway, so I'm just running the monsters, right? So this is awesome. And then the artifacts. Oh, I love the artifacts so much. They're so overpowered, and they let you do cool things. And the fact that they level up with you to a more powerful side, really cool. And then there's some characters in here. There is an artifact character that starts with 2 of these, and then can like randomly pull new ones and stuff, so that they kind of take advantage of the artifacts. That character is really cool because it lets you play with these artifacts. And then I got a add-on. So this isn't part of the retail, so close your ears about this part. But I got the add-on with the artifact allies. So they're kind of like pets or whatever, but they're artifacts as well, and you can use them, and they follow you around, and they have really cool abilities too. Those are even better. They should have just used those in the retail. It's sad that it was. Maybe it's going to be available at retail as an expansion. I don't know. It hasn't come to retail yet, so I have no idea what they're going to offer at retail. But the allies are really cool. I really like them, but they work the same as the artifacts. Yeah, so both of those things I really love. Those are only the really new changes in here, so everything else is you're just getting more of the same. I have not played all the new episodes yet, so I can't really comment on all the episodes. I played through the first 2. I found the first one really samey compared to the old ones, and I'm thinking this is, again, standalone expansion, so they got to start you off slow, right? They can't give you an advanced one because they're expecting people to start with this, and so it was very samey to I don't want to ruin what it was, but anyway, it was very forgettable. The second one was a little bit more interesting, did something a little newer. I like that second one a lot more than the first one, and that one was a little unique. So far, the jury's out on whether the new episodes are good or not. But because it's been 50-50, the first one I thought was meh, and the second one was good. Okay, and the new old ones I played with, all the new old ones, these 2 and the stretch goal one. I don't really like this one, the fatigue thing. I think it's one of those more mechanics that are like more annoying than fun. So clogging up your health track. What I don't like it makes you. I usually don't even rest hardly ever when I play this game. I kind of like push my luck in here, but this guy kind of forces you to rest all the time, and can only clear one of the fatigue tokens at a time when you're resting. So that's really annoying. It's funny. The mechanic feels tired to me. I know it's a bit of a pun on the fatigue mechanic, but it just does. I didn't like it that much. I mean, but I really like his mini. It's really cool. But yeah, so I didn't like that one so much. This one's really cool. I did really enjoy my game with this old one, the one that puts he puts, I can't remember what the tokens are called, but he puts tokens under monsters that makes them more powerful. And then, has a bunch of mechanics that revolves around those, giving them extra moves and stuff like that. Yeah, I found him really fun and challenging. This one's really good. So I'd say this one's better than this one. This one's probably one of my least favorite in the whole thing, and this one be kind of I don't know at the top, but he'd probably be in the top third. I think. I can't remember all the old ones, but I mean I like Cthulhu. I thought was a really good one. I can't even remember what all the original ones did, but there was one that turned you into a monster. That one was hard, but really cool. Stuff like that. Unfortunately, my favorite one is the stretch goal one, the one that's not in this box. That one's really cool. It's two monsters. It does some really neat things. It has a little side influence board that you move around. The old one moves around and does stuff. So that one's actually my favorite out of the three. I played in the new box, and again, I showed that one off in my playthrough. So, link down below if you want to see how that one works. It's really cool. So yeah. So the old ones, 50-50 in this box. The stretch goal one is probably one of my favorite ones in the whole set that I played so far. So yeah. As far as stretch goals go, I haven't played a ton of that content. I did want to mention that and this is a little disappointing. I hope maybe in I have not gotten season 4 yet. I'm waiting for retail for that one. So maybe they do this in season 4, but I did play a couple of the stretch goal ones in my playthrough. The stretch goal characters, there's probably about 10 of them that do really different things. So they have extra components that go with them, and so they're a little bit, they kind of break the mold of the original ones and add some more complexity. So the one I played in my playthrough with, one of them started with spell. So they started with one of the discovery. So they started with their own discovery card that they got to use, and it was kind of like a Beastmaster thing, where they could take control of the monster. So that was cool. Unfortunately, it didn't work too well in my playthrough. I didn't even get to use it, just the way that scenario worked out. And then I had the other one I did in the playthrough. He had a what was it called? Slaughter track. So every time he kills 2 monsters, he moves up on this slaughter track that it levels him up faster. And then his abilities, the way they went, he just mows down everything. He kills lots of things fast, but he also goes insane fast. So he was really fun. And then there's a lot of other characters that have their own separate components and stuff that do really different things from the original ones. So yeah, I keep going back to this, but I think it's because it's a standalone. They played it safe with these because it's a standalone expansion. I really think they should have put those special ones that they have in the, that took a little bit of risks and do different things and make things more complicated. They should have put that in an expansion that everybody can get instead of the stretch goals. So I'm hoping they put something like that in season 4, that they put some characters like that so if you missed out on the Kickstarter and you can't, I hate for people to have to go get those stretch goals on the secondary market because they're so expensive. Hopefully in season 4 they added some characters like that, because those these, I might not even play these anymore because there's so many. There's like 30 I think in the stretch goals, and they do really different things. So I'll probably end up playing those ones more than these ones. Although I did play a couple of these ones and they were cool too. Like I played. I haven't played through all these ones yet. I mean, there's so many characters you can't really play them all the time. But I played. Where did I play? There's a doctor in here. Yeah, this guy. He's really cool. Peters. So he's a healer. So he was pretty cool. So when you kill an enemy, heal 1 stress or wound on an investigator in your space. So yeah, he's pretty cool. And I can't remember who else I played. Both of the ones I played, I think it was Sandra that I played with. Oh yeah, she's the relic one. Yeah, so she starts with 2 relics and she can switch her relics up. She was pretty good too. Yeah, so I had fun with those two. So the characters in the base box are fun too. But yeah, the best ones unfortunately are in the stretch goal box that I've seen. You know, the two I played with are really cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about this. So, you know, the gist of this is, you know, if you want some more monster variety, these artifacts are really cool. If you like these things, if you just want more of the same, because this is really more of the same, and 90% of this is more of the same. You just want more Cthulhu Death May Die, then you can't go wrong with this expansion. Like I said, because it's standalone, they're playing it safe. So the unsafe stuff, the stuff that's trying a little harder and doing kind of new things and stuff. Unfortunately, that stuff's in the stretch goals, from what I can tell. And you know, hopefully, maybe in season 4, maybe when I get season 4, I'll do another quick review of that just to see if anything pops in there. But I think this is a pretty safe, more of the same expansion. So I'm giving the standalone box here. I'm not gonna rate the Kickstarter exclusives, but just for the regular one that you presumably can get this at retail, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. So I think it's pretty solid. You know, if you don't have Cthulhu Death May Die yet and you're starting out, you might as well start with this one because you get the expansion components with it and everything else is the same, right? So this is a good place to start if you don't have the original box. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. So as usual, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you next time.